Well, 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 well. Uh-oh. What's going on? Something's crazy buzzing. Oh my goodness, it's my watch telling me that it's time to wake up. But it's the watch I'm not wearing anymore, which makes it a little bit strange. My entire desk just started to buzz because this alarm on my watch started going off. And I was like, what's happening? Wow, what a boring story to start things off. How are you guys today? We've got EMZ, Sawa, and Fernando joining us right at the beginning. What's up, folks? How are we doing? What are we doing? There is a significant lack of content in this game right now. I have finished upgrading my Ice Station Odyssey. I have finished upgrading my entire chill team. And I have some news to report. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it fails miserably. So today, I'm going to spend some time playing with some different combinations, some maybe surprising combinations with the Ice Station Odyssey and some of the other characters to see if I can come up with a better team composition than what I would argue is the obvious one. So we'll get into that in just a second. Mike, Kate, good morning. How are you doing? Let's go ahead and get started for the day, shall we? Yes, we shall! Now, before I complete any of the quests, select any of the appropriate quest rewards and whatnot, I want to come in and just show you guys what it is that I have and what it is that I've been working on. I recently got Explorer Aurora up to 7 stars, and everybody on my chill team is now gear level 7 and 7 stars. So if I run a full chill team, I've got Yeti, Commander Cold, Dr. Kelvin Zane, and Explorer Aurora all at 7 stars. The biggest problem that I have found with this team is that nobody has any buff removal. Which means that if you're trying to fight the pirates with, say, a Scarlet and a Valiant on the team, you're gonna lose. Because there's no way for you to get around the Scarlet and Valiant constant taunts. You have to be very, very careful. And your Yeti has the potential to slap really, really hard, but everyone on that team can either, or rather more than one person on that team, can either apply Dizzy to your Yeti or remove buffs entirely, that being Argenta if you're running against that team, or Scarlet if you're running against her. Additionally, several of the characters can apply random debuffs, which means if you get unlucky enough to have a Dizzy applied to your Yeti, then you're sunk, because you have no way to get around the taunts, and all of the damage that your Yeti deals has been nerfed. Additionally, the heals you have are rather weak. So once they get around the Yeti's taunt, they take out Explorer Aurora right away, and then you've got basically nothing left on your team to handle everything. Zane and the Yeti still have the potential to do a fair amount of damage, but you do have to get kind of lucky and hope that the people that you're playing against can't just slap you back while you heal them all. So I've been thinking of another team to try out today. I've been thinking, well, I've got to use Commander Cold Kelvin and the Yeti and then swap in 2 other people. So I started trying it with Yeti, Commander Cold, Dr. Kelvin Zane, and Master Wu, with pretty good results, actually. Master Wu's individual heal is weaker than Explorer Aurora's because she has a single target heal. And the single target heals in this game, generally speaking, are more powerful than the group heals, which makes sense. So if you heal all of the people on your team, your group heal is going to heal more, but if you're only healing a single person, they're pretty good about concentrating that heal and making it truly effective. The bigger thing that Master Wu brings to the table instead of Explorer Aurora is, 1, the fact that he does have an AoE heal, 2, the fact that he can remove buffs with his 3rd ability, and that simultaneously that 3rd ability has a chance to call Zane to do an assist as another ninja character, and having Wu on the team just buffs Zane for having an extra ninja per Zane's counter, per Zane's passive ability. Additionally, Master Wu has an ultimate ability which gives everybody vulnerability and locks them out from using all of their abilities. So Master Wu is an incredibly useful character. But now we run into yet another problem. We are limited on our ability to heal a single target and spread dizzy around to people. Plus, we lose the resurrection. So if they take out your Yeti, he's just gone. Admittedly, the Yeti is pretty hard to take out, but even still, if he dies, you have a giant hole on your team, and how are you going to fill it? So, what are we doing? Well, considering what the Ice Station Odyssey does, this might seem like a strange call, but I am going to try running it today without Commander Cold or Dr. Kelvin, which means that the entire set's ability that requires Ice Planet heroes is going to be completely gone. However, I'm hoping that I can replace Commander Cold and Dr. Kelvin with characters that are simply more useful than they are. Because, despite the fact that they get very fast by using the Cold Space passive from the Ice Station Odyssey, they don't hit very hard, and their utility is actually rather small. Dr. Kelvin cannot reliably remove the debuffs that you want her to remove, which can be a big problem because you want her to remove, say, the Dizzy from your Yeti, but if your Yeti has 4 debuffs and she's going to remove 1 or 2, you don't know which one it's going to be, so you're waiting for some RNG there. Secondly, she does get a little bit of a heal for your whole team when somebody does an extra attack or counters against you, but there's only a 65% chance, so it's not entirely reliable. And her pep meter reduction is very, very good, but then the very last thing you're left with is her basic attack, which is not super great. Now going over to Commander Cold, we have the ability to give everybody on our team defense up, which is kind of neat, kind of nice, but you have to sacrifice an actual turn doing something offensive. And the Chill team actually lacks for offensive capability, so I have seen. Additionally, you lose Commander Cold's ability to guarantee a Dizzy on an enemy character, which might work against your Chill team for some of the other things going on with the Ice Station Odyssey, but I think we might be able to make up for that in other ways. And then, Commander Cold can actually hit pretty hard, but if and only if the enemy he's attacking has Dizzy on him. So there's a lot of ifs here. Now, coming into the set, which I'm looking at right now, I've got this Cold Space, so we have space heroes have their speed increased by 20%. That's kind of the only important thing to keep track of here because we don't really know how skill and defense actually work. We know what they do, but we don't know exactly how they do it. So skill increases your chance to successfully apply a debuff to an enemy, and defense reduces the damage you take. But we don't know those exact calculations, so it's hard to say exactly how useful those last two things are, but increasing your speed, that's huge, and that goes to all of your space characters. Coming along over here, whenever a hero inflicts stun or dizzy, they have a 50% chance to inflict damage over time onto the target. That's pretty cool, but damage over time is not going to make that much of a difference. Really what that's doing is just stacking a debuff, which is going to allow the Yeti to hit harder per his third ability, which has an extreme ability to just outright nuke if you get lucky and get a crit, or the enemy has enough debuffs on them, especially if one of those debuffs is dizzy. So this is nice, but meh. This third ability, whenever an Ice Planet hero uses a special, each foe has a 40% chance to lose stealth. This is going to be the biggest thing that we are giving up because it requires specifically the Ice Planet heroes in order to gain any benefit from it, and we're going to be removing the Ice Planet heroes from the team entirely. So, I don't know if this is going to be smart. It's going to make it very hard for us to fight against the ninjas. However, there are already teams like Magisto's Tower that have no problem fighting the ninjas at the moment. So we'll see if it makes that much of a difference. And lastly, whenever a chill hero attacks a foe with Dizzy, there is a chance to convert all stat and heal based buffs to their debuff equivalents, and the target's pep is reduced by 15%. This ability is awesome, but it only happens when a chill hero, attacks a foe with Dizzy. So, it's very, very good at locking down a single character. But it's very, very rare that you get Dizzy on more than 1 or 2 characters on the enemy team. It's even more rare that you spend your time attacking more than 1 or 2 enemies on the enemy team. So while this ability sounds really, really good, it actually doesn't happen as often as you might think that it would, considering how many different characters you might put on your team to apply Dizzy. Because remember, first, you have to spend a whole bunch of turns trying to apply Dizzy where you want to, and then you have to keep attacking everything that has Dizzy in order to get any benefit from it. Plus, Taunt is not a, stat or heal based buff. So you still, even if you are getting the benefit of Cold-Blooded, let's say you put Dizzy on an enemy tank who has defense up and a whole bunch of other different buffs. And let's say that you hit that enemy tank and turn all of those buffs into their negative equivalents. It still is not going to remove Taunt, and you still have no way to get Taunt. And because you are hitting a foe with Dizzy, you're reducing their pep meter. So that means you are keeping the Taunt on them for even longer, because it's taking longer for them to get through their turns. Now that might make it a lot easier for you to take out that tank, but that's what the tank's job is. The tank's job is just to soak damage. And by the time you've actually completed killing that tank, the whole rest of the enemy team has been able to kill you. So while this ability is good, it actually isn't as good as you might think. Now, all of this is simply anecdotal evidence that I am submitting to you. This is all my subjective opinion based on what I have seen while using the team. So today, we are just gonna go bananas and change up this team a lot and see where we can get some bonuses and where we're going to lose other bonuses and see what we can do. Honestly, I have no idea how well any of this stuff is going to work. Now, I've been monologuing for a while, and I've been seeing you guys tippity-typity-typeting away. So let me go ahead and see what you guys have to say about it, and then we'll get into it and see what happens. So, first off, Extreme Gamer. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? I see that you are at 55. Amazing. Well done. 5 levels left to go on your road to 60. EMZ says, you do know what debuff she removes. She removes the one that's first. EMZ, you mean the one that was, the one that was first applied to your target? Like the one that's furthest on the left or something like that? Hiker, Spaceman, Reed, Redbeard, Argenta, and Cook Bart. Very nice. Sounds like a good team, Extreme. My space team that used Ice Station Odyssey had solely Kelvin, and she worked. That team was in the top 10 and consistently beat the ninja meta. EMZ, that's an interesting idea, splitting up Commander Cold and Kelvin so that you're only using one of them. Not a bad idea. But yes, if you know for a fact, if you can give me more information about what you said about knowing which debuff she removes the one that's first. So when I'm looking at the screen, is that whichever one's all the way on the left? Let me know. If you aren't running Kelvin or Chill units with the Ice Station Odyssey, why run the Ice Station Odyssey? Aha, because I'm not going to stop running all of my Chill units. I'm just going to be changing which units I'm running. And I'm still going to be running some space units. So we're going to see. Mike, I tried my 6-star Gear 7 Yeti with Magisto's Tower, and it's a bit meh. Sorry to hear about that. And do I have Quincy? I do have Quincy, but only at 3 stars, so not going to work very well for me right now, and also just not leveled up or geared up at all, so I can't test that guy even if I want to. The only reason for Spaceman Reed is that I don't have a leveled up Scarlet yet, says Extreme Gamer. Well, Spaceman Reed is actually pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. Mike, I'm going to test it out today. Good. Extreme, let us know how it goes. And EMZ, my Ice Station Odyssey is 5151. The other skills are pretty much useless. On the left. Yeah, great. So EMZ, thank you for specifying that for me. Now, I'm going to be trying something a bit weird. Let's hop into the arena and see if it works. I am let's actually try out this team level 65 first. I think it's going to be a pretty good test, right? We've got a tank in here, so we need to be able to remove the taunt. We've got the ninjas in here to send everybody into stealth, which means if we are removing Commander Cold and Dr. Kelvin from the Ice Station Odyssey team, that we are going to lose the ability to remove them from stealth. So actually testing this theory against a team that does apply stealth is probably a pretty good idea. But I think you might enjoy what I'm going to showcase for you guys today. So, we're going to remove Commander Cold and Kelvin, and we're going to add Locust and Magisto. So take a look at this. I have 4 ultimate abilities on this team. I also still have 2 chill characters, and I gain a space character. Plus, I have 2 characters that can lock people out of using their abilities, 2 characters that can also cleanse taunt, most important debuff to be able to clear it in the arena. I have 2 characters that can heal. One of them is an AoE heal, one that gives payback, so I can still give the Yeti payback, and I still have a whole bunch of characters that can apply Dizzy. So we're losing the ability to remove taunt, but we're gaining an extraordinary amount of utility instead. We don't have the ability to resurrect, so that's going to be an issue. And I've never played with this particular lineup before, so I don't know exactly what the changes are going to be, but we're going to find out here in a second. So I'm going to start by putting Clumsy, but then the Clumsy gets resisted. So now let's see what happens if I just make everybody hit harder. This is probably going to get a counter from Redbeard. Great. So now we're locked out of our abilities, but we knew that that was coming. Now, Lloyd is going to put everybody into stealth, but then Locust, the very first thing that Locust is going to do is probably going to be taunt and heal. So I'm going to start here and just start hammering away at Redbeard, really. We'll do some basic attacks. And now I think we're going to... Okay. So now we're actually going to save the Yeti's taunt because I can't actually get anybody countered against anyway. We'll go ahead and remove Locust taunt and deal some extra damage, but we do not get a bonus attack from anybody. That is a bummer. Let's see if we can actually defeat the Locust before he gets a chance to do his ultimate. Okay, we will be able to, but I want to wait until Redbeard is out of stealth because I want to make sure to take him down next. Wow, we are just ripping through their tanks. They take out... Okay, so here we go. They have taken out our Master Wu, but now they don't have any tanks. They don't have any survivability left. This could be a good one, especially now that I have Dizzy up. Yes, I've got Dizzy up on their Redbeard. Now, oh, look at this. Now I have my ultimate, and Redbeard had Dizzy, which means I think this is going to turn that Dizzy into a stun and a debilitate. Yes, at the same time. Now, if I hit everybody, it's going to remove everybody's turn meter. I can just take out... Yes, come on, Redbeard, go down, Zoe. Oh my goodness, look at this. Kai, you are sunk, sir. I'm going to go ahead and do a little healing action, even though I don't really need to. A heal and a taunt for my Locust. Oh yeah, look at this. We absolutely just demolished this team. Yeti with his taunt and his payback at the same time in case I need it, which I don't, but in case I did. Oh, and then a miss. I was hoping that the Yeti would taunt back and do some destructive behavior. Well, that worked out pretty well. So, we'll keep running it for a minute and see what happens. Mike says, I'd run Kelvin, Reed, Locust, Magisto, and maybe the Yeti. That's a decent idea. In your opinion, is Officer Primo worth spending gems on to level up my castle team to get Primo? Extreme. No. Your castle team is actually going to be better than whatever team you use Primo on. So if you want to spend gems to level up your castle team, go for it. And then get Officer Primo because you can, but don't do it because you want Officer Primo, because Officer Primo's uses are few and far between right now. He's a pretty good character, but he's extraordinarily squishy. His AI is extremely bad, so if you put him on your arena team, he's not going to do anything particularly helpful to you, except for just die really quickly and maybe spend a couple of turns protecting the rest of your team from death. But he's, in my opinion, and I have him. I shelled out on my castle team to get him during the last time we had an event, while I was still trying desperately to run a city team with the fire station and make it any semblance of good. But even the people in the arena who are running a city team are not using Officer Primo. The current city team meta, if you will, and there is no city team meta, but if you want to use the city team right now, you're looking at Crash Test Dummy, Firefighter Ash, and then Chef, and who are the other people? Explorer Aurora with the Arctic Glider. Duh, that's what I was forgetting big time. And then usually Businessman Trent. And then you can actually run a team that does a lot of damage, but you'll notice that I didn't say Officer Primo in there at all, so meow, meow, meow. I have him at gear level 1, unlocked him just because it was something to do. Yeah, Mike has done it the way that I would actually suggest, which is get him if you have the castle team, and then just leave him in your roster. I actually spent the money. At the time, we were still at gear level 6, level 50, so I spent the time when that was the max to actually max him out. And to be honest with you, it's currency I wish I could get back and spend in other places. Mike, I think you did the right thing. Working on pirates is still a really good way to go, because the pirates from day 1 have been a monster of a team, and they still are. They deal a lot of damage and have a lot of utility. I mean, Redbeard by himself brings so much to the table that it's almost impossible to argue someone against having Redbeard on their team for some reason. The only reason not to have him is if you just plain do not have any reason to use him at all, because he does so much. He does a lot of damage. He has all of that counter ability, especially if you put him on a team that has a whole bunch of other pirates on it. He has a full group cleanse that also has a little bit of a heal on it for the rest of the Buccaneers. He can potentially stun with his third ability. His final ability can remove debuff immunity and hits like a truck when it hits, that is. But yeah, I mean, Redbeard's pretty stellar. Okay, coming in here and grabbing some of our little possible rewards for the dia. Great. Now, I need to spend some time spending some gems to get more stuffs. So, one of the things that I'm preparing for is what my Magisto's Tower team is going to look like. And to that end, I have several ideas. So right now I'm finishing up farming up my Master Burnibus, because I'm thinking there might be a world in which my Magisto's Tower team has a second tank on it. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and look for the rest of his tiles. I will spend my typical 100 gems to get my extra campaign energy. But I am not in a rush to get Master Burnibus up because, again, until I have Willa all the way up, I'm not even going to be trying out my Magisto's Tower team. Plus, I still have to upgrade the tower itself. So I'm going to be saving an extra 100 gems per day by not actually doing these refreshes, which is good because I still need to build back up my stores of gems after spending all of them to try and get the Yeti. Additionally, I need to do some Pip Town, so I'm going to come in here and try to get a whole bunch of these fancy helmets. Just work on gearing this guy up from the gear level 6 that he's currently at, I believe, and keep it going. Dan, yes, I am going for Willa. I have a very, very solid ability to farm extra character tiles right now. I'll show you this in the Monolith Waste. That's where I do the vast majority of them. we are going to go ahead and go in there now. I can showcase this for you. So I always spend 100 gems getting refresh energy for the monolith waste right from the beginning. Then, because I want to make sure that I have enough space characters maxed out, the first thing that I do is come in here and get all my Blacktron Dwayne tiles. I know that he's not particularly good. I don't need him to be particularly good. I just want him so that the next time the Ghost event comes around, I can make sure to have a full enough space team that I can try to get the Ghost. Then I come in here and actually clear out all of these tiles, all of these characters. Well, not all these characters. All but 2 of these characters I already have at 7 stars, which means all of what I'm doing is just gathering tons and tons of extra tiles and tons of master currency, which I'm going to be using to farm the Willinator. At least until Gameloft actually introduces some new content into the game that would cause me to use my gems somewhere else. But at the moment, that's it. Dan, it's actually not going to take me very long because of all of this farming that I'm doing, or the fact that I've been playing long enough to have so many 7-star characters. I'll show you in a second. But let's come in here and get all these extra tiles of all of these extra characters. Mike has managed to save nearly 2,000 gems since spending 2,500. Yeah, dude, I spent almost 10,000 gems to get the Yeti from 4 stars to 7 stars in 1 week. It was simultaneously the most disappointing and exhilarating thing that I've done in this game in a very long time. Matt, will you be getting Quincy leveled up? Probably not. Quincy, I actually am not going to be leveling up I'm not going to be investing a lot more in my space team for a couple of reasons, actually, that I'll showcase for you in a second here, and I think it'll make total sense to you once you see it. But I'm not going to be investing any more money in my space team until the raids finally come out and we see whether or not they're good. In fact, I'm not going to be investing hardly any money in this game anymore until the next piece of content is released. Because right now, there's just very little to do that's new. So I still enjoy playing the game, but I can just keep doing it kind of casually at this point and continue to work on all the rest of the things I want. Like right now I'm leveling up Burnibus just in anticipation of maybe using him at some point in the future. I don't know, but there's nothing that I'm rushing toward. So anyway, getting a little bit off topic, but no, I'm not planning to level up Quincy. Dan says 15 extra tiles for 1 Willa tile. I don't know what you mean by that, Dan. It's not 15 extra tiles for 1 Willa tile. It's 45 extra tiles for 1 Willa tile. Because your extra tiles go, you get 10 master currency for every 1. And isn't it 450? Oh, I see. Right. Yes, you're right. Because it's 450 for 3 Willa tiles, which you do all the math, breaks down to 15 extra tiles for 1 Willa tile. Yeah, correct, Dan. But I usually get like 150 extra tiles a day now. So it adds up pretty quickly. That's a big lie. I don't get 150 extra tiles per day. I get probably 30 or 40 extra tiles a day when all is said and done. That's probably more realistic. All right, let's come back into the monolith waste here, and I will show you in a second what I mean. Let's go ahead, since I have enough, I'm just gonna clear out this entire hiker node, and then at noon, which is past the end of the stream, I will come in and finish off those Kelvin things. So, Mike, you had asked about Quincy, and I had responded that it had to do with my space building team, and I will showcase for you why I'm not spending extra on Quincy at the moment. My space team is already pretty baller. Commander Cole, Dr. Kelvin, Locust, Spaceman Reed, all at gear level 7, all at 7 stars. And my Quincy is only at 3 stars. And Quincy is, I don't know, okay. I haven't seen anybody who's gotten rave reviews about Quincy. And the person that I'm really lacking on this team is a dedicated healer, which would be Gorwell. So I'll be leveling up Blacktron Dwayne because he's so easy to farm. And then trying my hand at completing the ghost node or the ghost event when that all comes back, using that team. Commander Cole, Dr. Kelvin, Locust, Spaceman Reed, and Blacktron Dwayne. I know it's gonna be hard because it means there's not really much of a healer on the team, but I'm gonna give it a shot without Blacktron Quincy and see how it works. If raids come out first, which is where we were supposed to have an easier time getting Gorwell, then I'll have even less to worry about because then maybe I'll have Gorwell on the team. But because I already have all of this happening and a fully upgraded Ice Station Odyssey, so all of these guys get 20% extra speed, that's what I'm going to be rocking for a while, and I'm not going to be spending extra money on Blacktron Dwayne. Okay. So let's head back into the arena. We should have, yes, we've got the refresh. So now, aha! Perfect opportunity. So now look at this Buccaneers team that I have going on up here. We're going to have to be a little careful about this because we have an excellent ability to remove taunt, which we're going to need to do. But we're still lacking in the cleanse department off of our team. So we need to make sure that we actually keep the ability to hammer down Redbeard, at least until we can put Dizzy on him. And we don't want him hitting everybody else, which means, oof, now we cannot do attack up on the rest of our team. And now, aha, my Woo is in stealth. That is brilliant. That means I can attack somebody else, giving, oof, if this is a crit, yes, whoa, it was not a crit, but it didn't matter. We still got it instead. Now I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and do a basic attack against their Scarlet. We know that that heal is coming in, but that's fine and dandy. Now, we got just enough health to stay in here and remove this. Now we need to come in and, yeah, all right. Now we're going to start hammering down on their Redbeard once again. I am going to see if I can put vulnerable up on him. I don't, but when it gets to be the Yeti's turn right now, my hope is that we'll be able to do a lot of damage to the enemy Redbeard. So I'm actually going to do kind of a waiting move here. Oh no! Wait, what just happened? Did I? Oh, I targeted the wrong person, didn't I? That's terrible news! No! Because now he's going to cleanse! Cleanse! Ooh, but he won't cleanse if I can lock him out of his abilities. Let's see the ultimate utility of this team at work. Come on, my babies. Do this AoE damage. Yes! Oh no! But there's now no more Dizzy. Can we just take him out with Magisto? Oh my goodness, I might be suffering on this one because I did things in the wrong order. Let's do more specials! More specials! Everybody! Just do all of your ultimate abilities, please. Yes! Yes! Take them all out! Yeti, you are locked out of your ultimate ability, which makes me sad, but it might not matter because of all of the other ultimates that we've been able to throw out on this team. Oh my goodness, look at it go. Let's get that heal on the Locust. Let's get that group heal from my Magisto. Let's do it, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and heal up Locust all the way because now he's a fully healed, paying back taunter. Yes! Wow! I did it wrong, and I'm still wrecking this enemy team. That is monstrous. I even suffered through multiples of Redbeard's counter attacks because I didn't get Dizzy on him in the right way. I should say, I let the Dizzy wear off. So that's bad news. But now, check this out. What do you got for me now, bruh? What do you got for me now? Man, I don't even really need it, but I'm gonna go ahead and heal up my Yeti a little bit. Why? I don't know. Like I said, I don't really need to, but we're gonna do it anyway. Get that extra attack in there. Yes, Woo, put your your vulnerability and lock people out of their stuff. Now, let's give everybody attack up, because the Yeti, if you get your turn first, I want you to come in here and just give us the 6,000 point hit. Ooh, not as much as I would have expected. Cook Bart can't handle himself against all three of these characters. That's pretty cool. That team works pretty well. Even without the Ice Planet characters. In fact, it works better, actually, without the Ice Planet characters. But now we're going to get into the top 50. Now, with the standard chill team Ice Station Odyssey group, I was able to get into the top 50. So far, in terms of final product, right, which is just the difference between a victory or a defeat, we've seen basically exactly the same thing. I can win with the Ice Station Odyssey, and I can win with this new collection of just an insane number of ultimates. All of which is very, very good news. The question is, once we get below the top 50, will it get even higher? And we're going to see. Kind of depends on how well we can lock everybody else out of their abilities. Now, Dan, we're talking about farming for Willa. So here I can look at the Master Store, and you can see that today I have 23 extra hero tiles. Or rather, right? Yeah, sorry, that's what it is right now. I've got 23 extra hero tiles at the moment. And that is enough for, what is that, 1.5 Willa tiles, plus some that were converted earlier today, which is about, yeah, so I have about 30 extra tiles per day, which means I can get at least 2 or 3 Willa tiles every single day. It is a slow farm, but so was Redbeard, and now he's at 7 stars. So you got to start somewhere. Let's go into the Brickspedition for the day. And here we can actually spend some time playing around with some of the other teams that you guys suggested that I run with the Ice Station Odyssey. Namely, let's see, Mike, you had suggested using Reed, Kelvin, Yeti, Magisto, and Wu. Was this the team that you had suggested? Mike says, Spaceman Jens. By looking at the stats, is Spaceman Jens going to be a great character? I hope he's as good as Spaceman Reed is. Well, the difference, Mike says he thinks it'll be 10 times what Reed is, plus the techie tag will potentially change the game. The only problem with Spaceman Jens is that Spaceman Jens is extraordinarily slow. And Reed is extraordinarily fast, especially on a space team. So what you really have to remember is that Spaceman Reed will get almost 2 turns for every 1 turn that Spaceman Jens gets. He'll literally go twice as often. Now, Spaceman Jens brings some interesting things to the table, like, for example, the fact that he has a special move that once you destroy the enemy cannot be resurrected. So in those Magisto Tower teams that have Basil and Willa, that's going to be a pretty strong move. But it's going to take a while to get him to get through all of his turns because he's incredibly slow. Other than that, everybody's pretty excited about him. But also remember that the techie meta we work against using Magisto's Tower, which can deal extra damage to techie characters. So keep that in mind. Dan says he's going to be trying out a Cyber Dragon techie team. Cyber Dragon techie team is really, really good. Ah, okay. Mike says Locust, but not with Ice Station Odyssey. Mike, what set were you suggesting that I try out? If I'm going to be running Locust, of all the ones I have, Ice Station Odyssey is by far the best one to run with Locust. And then also, who was I swapping out here? So I know you wanted Reed, Kelvin, and the Yeti. And then one of these two guys, right? With the Locust. Which Locust? Which one? Plus Locust gives speed up 2 with his drone's move. Oh, right. Giving speed up to space characters, you mean? Ah, I see what you're getting at. Well, that makes me think, actually. Locust with ISO. Right, I got that part. Now, would I change out Master Wu or Magisto for Locust? Let's give this some thought real fast. I think I would swap out... At first, I would think I would swap out... Oh, right, because Locust doesn't give speed up anymore, says EMZ. Hold on, Locust. If we go in here and take a look at our Locust character, his drones give attack up and defense up. Right, they do not give speed up anymore. And, in fact, yeah, he doesn't do anything that grants speed up anymore. But that's okay. Let's come into this event. Let's go into Brickspedition. We're going to try out some new teams in here. We're still at board number 2, so this is all going to be relatively easy. Red TDR. What's up, dude? I have 60K. 60K what? 40K awesomeness for one character. Yeah, Red, that's kind of standard now. Magisto, Wu, Yeti, too good to destroy. Not quite, but it does kind of get that way. Well, let's see. Let's play around here, though. So, I started running this as my arena team to get the chill in there as well. But now I actually have this question of, can I replace somebody with Spaceman Reed and actually get a little bit more utility out of it? Now, if I replace... If I take out Zane and put Spaceman Reed in instead, I lose a little bit of AoE. I gain a little bit of speed. I gain a stun. But I also lose a chance at Dizzy and a chance at Vulnerable. But I also gain a potential another buff remover if he has critical chance up. So that actually could be a pretty good way to go to see how it functions. If I take out Master Wu for Spaceman Reed, that seems kind of silly, to be completely honest with you. Despite the fact that I'll gain a stun, I'll lose a heal, I'll lose some speed. Well, the speed will be about the same, but I will lose a heal, a group heal, to pick up a stun, and they both have the ability to cleanse. So I don't think that changes much either way. So I don't think that's going to be it. If I take out Magisto, Magisto has a Dizzy ultimate, but I would gain a potential buff remove. Yeah, I think if I were to replace anybody, it would have to be Zane. Red TDR. Welcome to the YouTube chat, my friend. To the best of your ability, try to consolidate your chat posts for me just a little bit. I don't mind. I actually encourage you to post, but try to condense the number of them, because it's hard to see what everybody else is saying because you're typing a lot of like one-word entries and it's pushing everything up pretty fast. Mike, maybe swap Zane with Redbeard. Well, why would I swap Zane with Redbeard on this team? There's nothing for him to counter against. There's still a lot of utility that you get from Redbeard, but there's no counters anymore. Plus, I don't have any of the time bombs coming out. I do get the lockout from people's abilities, but it's not going to happen all that often without him actually countering all that much. I don't know that Redbeard's the way to go, but I will try Spaceman Reed since you had suggested him. See how just blazingly fast he gets. EMZ is in the top 3. That's right. Yeah, EMZ's crushing it. Dan, you're number 1 in your arena shard? Good for you, dude. Mike, Wu and Redbeard equals destruction. I mean, yeah, they're great. I'm not going to lie. But also, all of this is going to be thrown off just a little bit because I'm going to be using some buddies. So let's try to keep our eyes peeled now at how the... let's try to keep our eyes peeled a little bit at how the primary focus of this team functions and see if we want to swap anything out in our arena. Now, right from the beginning, it's going to be a little hard to test all of this because the enemies we're fighting against are super weak. Also, today, they all have buff immunity, which is also going to make it a little bit hard to test and see what they do. Right now, as you're seeing, I'm just like crushing everybody one hit at a time, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But what we're looking for is, as we get further into the Brickspedition, what we're looking to keep an eye on is the amount of synergy between the characters on the team to see like what they're doing and when they're doing it. We're a pretty tight community waiting for content. That's very true. It's a pretty new shard, about a week from maxing out RB. Redbeard. Oh, okay. Got it. So, Dan, you are on an arena shard where you can still be number 1 without having spent enough time to max out your Redbeard. Understood. So now I understand where it is that you're coming from. That's yeah, I'm with you. It means that you should take as much opportunity to snag that number 1 spot as often as you possibly can, because it's very, very hard on the arena shards that have been around longer. Red TDR, are you new to the game? Haven't seen you around before, but yes, as EMZ said, big welcome to the team. Very huge. Glad that you have found the game like the rest of us. Let me know what you're working on, my man. Let me know what you got going down. All right. Bye-bye, Redbeard. Okay, now let's go ahead and just take out Zany Boy. Oh, with the unfortunate dodge of doom. Coming around, and I guess we'll take out Locust before he gets the opportunity to do anything particularly special. Now let's go ahead and do a little AoE here. Oh, we get 2 crits. Not that we should be surprised by any of that. Okay. Now, because we were forced to play Explorers, we obviously weren't running with the team that we were testing out today, so I'm gonna have to put it back together. Red, I've been grinding hard when the holiday break event was here. Is it worth it? Red, you're talking about the Yeti event. The Yeti event is very worth it if you've been playing long enough to have the gems stored up so that you can use them without breaking your bank. I am not a big fan. Sorry, hold on one second. Yeah, so Red, I am a very big fan of hoarding up your gems until you see something you want and then going hardcore to get it. But the holiday event was a tough one because the Yeti is not really a character you need if you're already performing in the meta. You don't need the Yeti, for example, to use the Ice Station Odyssey. Sorry, you don't need the Yeti to use Magisto's Tower, which is currently the, I would say, top arena meta set. There are various teams that you can actually use with it, so there's not a 100%. On really quickly, I want to see if I'm going to be able to get a heal off to heal up some of the team members. I get distracted easily, Red. Give me 1 second here. Great, got it. Got that. Now we can go ahead and take him out. Oh, except for the dodge, which stinkaroos. Let's go ahead and get the full heal on the whole team. There we go. So we'll get a little bit of a hit there, but not anything we really need to worry about. Okay, so Red. The holiday event for the Yeti is very worth doing if you have saved up enough gems and you've built out the rest of the team you want to use the Yeti with. But just getting the Yeti by himself, I would argue against shelling out for it, especially if you're new to the game, because the Yeti is not going to help you unlock any new content that you haven't already gotten. I hope that makes sense. Now here, there's, okay, our pirate team or our weak sauce team. So we'll go ahead and fight against the weak sauce team. Again, with our Spaceman Reed, we're just blazing through the Brickspedition, trying to get up to those higher levels where we can see how this team synergizes with itself. Theo said he's busy right now and that he's sorry he's missed the stream. Aw, I missed Theo. I hope that whatever he's busy with is good stuff. I will eventually get Yeti, says Extreme Gamer. I know you will, bro. I know you will. Okay. So what are we doing next here? Oh, right. And a bunch of you guys have been asking about the status of my my collaboration with GKM. We're going to do a collaboration on what we think are the... I think we're going to do the top tanks or the top factions in the game. But GKM was actually moving this week, or this past week. So we are looking at putting that together for some time this week. I will give you guys more specific information once we have finalized that schedule. But I'm pretty excited about it. GKM's a pretty good dude. And we'll see what's going on. Especially right now where the content in the game, at least for people who have been playing it a lot, is relatively low. There is a very small amount... There are no new things for anybody to do at the moment, which means for those of us who have kind of maxed out everything, I think I still have to max out the Gorwell event thing where you can use your space characters. Because my Blacktron Dwayne is so weak right now, I still haven't gold trophied that whole thing. But aside from that, it's giving a lot of people a lot of time to really just push through and build out their rosters, which is kind of cool, admittedly. Win with Castle Heroes. Oh, there's Brickspedition today for some Princess Storm Teelays. Princess Storm Teelays. Can anyone here join my guild? It's called Majestic Domain League. Yes, Red, most people are already in guilds and have been for a long time. If you're trying to start your own guild, then you're going to want to join the LEGO Legacy Discord server and post there. That's the most effective way to get people to join you, or find your own guild that you can join and see if that works better for you. Yes, I see that EMZ actually just said that just right before I did. That is a very, very good idea. And Mike, A Million said that they have a surprise for us in December. Yes, A Million has said that. And then when we ask what the surprise is or if we can get a sneak peek or any of that kind of stuff, he just doesn't respond at all. So A Million has been interesting so far. It's good that we have a new community manager, but he doesn't talk to us very much or give us any actual information very, very readily. So all the content creators are like, hello, McFly. Hello, McFly. And we're not really getting a lot. So we don't have any news to tell you guys right now. Okay. Let me go with this team number 49 here. Now this is an incredibly utilitarian team, right? Look at all of the stealth that is about to come out on this team. Garmadon hitting like a truck, and they have this combination of Redbeard and Scarlet. So this is going to be an interesting one, especially since our team is going to be a little bit slow for Lloyd's taunt. So what we're going to hope for is that our first ability is able to actually put Clumsy on Redbeard. Yes, that means that we can safely use our AoE to give everybody attack up without fearing that Redbeard is going to counter. Oh, and he didn't even counter. Oh my. So now what I want to do... Okay. So now I want to spend some time actually focusing down Scarlet, because their Scarlet is not super powerful. And then we're going to need to... okay, I see what just happened there. Let's actually see then if we can just crush down Lloyd really quickly. If we can, that would be phenomenons. Lloyd, baby, you're going down, fool. Okay. Now, I actually need to try and put my Yeti into stealth, but he doesn't go into stealth. Oh no! Yes, okay, we get the hit. Whoo! Let's go ahead and throw some dizzy action out here. Now, I have a bunch of characters in stealth, which is going to work to my advantage because it means that Redbeard won't be countering me all willy-nilly like. Their Woo, doing his special first, that's Bananagrams. How did that happen? I'm not a fan. Oh my goodness, immune. We actually did get the opportunity to put the Yeti into stealth, but it doesn't happen because of major bummers. But now we can start to crush everybody with our sets of specials. And we have a dizzy on the enemy Redbeard, which is going to be amazing. Now, ooh, do I just crush? Or do I use the ulti ult? I think I have to use the ulti ult because I want to keep Garmadon off from doing all of his special attacks and giant pains in my butt, even though he can still crush with his basic attack, apparently, because he's a giant butt. Now, Redbeard, I need you to go down, sir. Go down to the underground. And let's get off some heals. And then take out... Oh, yeah, let's get a little bit of heals off here. We want to make sure that we can take down Woo. Scarlet going to get her 2-turn taunt off now. Aha, Woo, you are still below 50% health. Oh, but now Scarlet is almost dead, so we're going to go ahead and finish her off. Please and thank you. Now, let's come in here and hit Master Woo for all that we can. Garmadon, I know that you're strong, man, but I don't think that you're going to be able to win completely by yourself against the 4 characters that I have left. Woo is down. We'll grab a heal. Now, we actually have... Ooh, I should have done a different ability there, but I didn't. Great. The team still works, and all we lost was the Yeti. That's... I mean, that worked pretty well. This team is... working pretty well so far. That was a pretty good team that we just managed to defeat there. We'll see now that we're in the top 50, as we push a little bit further down, how high we can get. Back into the Brixpedish to see if we running this team with Reed. So notice it's the same team, but we're running it with Reed instead of... that you have more ability to protect your squishier characters from dying. So in that last battle, the fact that the Yeti went down was actually kind of a good thing, because it takes longer for the Yeti to go down because he's got like 1200 defense or something like that, plus his 16,000 health. And it means that we could keep the other characters alive for longer. So in this case, the Yeti is a great bonus to the damage on the team, but he's not a requirement for the damage on the team, which is what we just saw. And Douglas, yeah, the other Woo going first. That's weird. That's the first time I've actually seen that happen, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not really sure what that was all about. Speed up from Garmadon. Oh, that's what it was. Yes, Garmadon. That's right. When his stomp crits, people on the team get speed up, or rather, ninjas on the team get speed up, I believe. So that makes the enemy Woo go first. Okay, so now we're doing pirates and ninjas in here. I'm actually going to use Valiant instead of Lloyd, just to give, oh, well, nah, and then I'm going to grab Kai. Let's push it together. This team is actually just going to spank pretty hard. Stream is back, says Extreme Gamer. Did my stream disappear for a second? Matt, swap Zane with Lloyd. Swap Zane with Lloyd. Oh, wait, you mean in this current Brixpedition team that I'm running? I don't think I need to be completely honest with you. Because I don't need any extra defense at the moment. Let's go with... Can Kai one-shot you? He sure can. Wow. Okay. And now Kai is going to go again very, very soon. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Oh, perfect. We get the heal off. We can top everybody else off before we get out of this battle. And we can go back to showcasing the team we want to showcase. Woohoo! Mike says, and I'm still behind at the moment. Hold on, let me see what's going on the Twitch stream really quickly, guys. I see that you guys are having some issues. I just want to make sure that I understand what they are. Oh, I see. Yes. Oh, all right, great. It looks like the Twitch stream is only a few seconds behind now, which is actually normal. That's fine. Okay, cool. But yes, I saw that for a second there it was buffering and considerably further behind. Should be good now. Let me know if you guys are still having problems with it. Now the audio is delayed. Don't know what's going on there. From time to time, these things have issues. And it might be because I'm still streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. We might be making that switch to only stream on Twitch pretty soon here. So be on the lookout for that announcement if and when it comes. Okay. We are, however, toward the end of the Brixpedish. So we should be seeing more utility out of our team. So I want to keep on using characters that are just going to be able to provide a little bit of a benefit, but without actually breaking the bank, because I still want to be using buddies to actually help with the achievements for more Magisto tiles. But while I'm still showcasing or trying out this Brixpedition main part of the team as best I can. Again, it's always hard to do when you've got all of these extra bonuses applied, but you can still try it out to get a sense of what's happening here. Okay, so let's go ahead and stun Redbeard. Oof, unless he dodges, which is terrible. Redbeard, go down, sir. Only 6,000. Bummer. Well, he didn't have Dizzy, so it's to be expected. Aha, great. We're going to get a nice miss from Zane. Now, normally here, we would have Locust getting ready to taunt if he hasn't already. So this is already a little bit weird, but we're there now. Okay. Let's go ahead and put some Dizzy on the fitness instructor so that we can hit her without her payback. And now we're seeing a little bit of how this is working, right? Because people are starting to take a little bit of damage. Now, the Yeti... Why didn't the Yeti counter? The Yeti should have countered and gotten some healing off, but didn't. Don't know what that's all about. Ah, fitness instructor. Fitness instructor... Okay, so that's what it was. She was retaliating against me because the Dizzy was not applied correctly. That's what it was. There are the bonus attacks coming. Cool. Let's go ahead and heal up Reed really quick. I'm going to go ahead and do a little special. I like running all these characters that have special abilities. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. Red TDR. You need to get Twitch, son. Twitch is where the money's at. That's not necessarily true. But they do have a better streaming platform than YouTube does, which is actually... But the fact that some people don't use Twitch is part of the reason why I haven't actually swapped over to it earlier. Still, I have a feeling that some of the bandwidth issues that I have come from the fact that I'm streaming to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. I have paid to upgrade my internet, but there's no guarantee that anybody out there is actually listening to that because butts. Let's go back into the arena really quickly. See if we got pushed back. No, we're still at 49. Okay. Ah, check this out. So, here's a full ninja team that doesn't have Wu on it. Ah, okay, so check out what's happening. This is a nuke team, rank 40. Look at what is going on here. They have basically 4 attacker characters. I know they're technically not all attacker characters by tag, but they basically have 4 characters that just demolish your team, and then Lloyd, who puts everybody into stealth. So let's try this out and see what happens. Now, Garmadon and Kai are going to spank really, really hard, and DigiJ has the ability to get tons of extra attacks if we don't put Dizzy on him. One of the things that we're going to need to be careful about is Garmadon getting like 3 or 4 turns in a row. I also have no way to prevent Lloyd from putting everybody into stealth. So what I'm going to try to do here is actually make Garmadon's first attack a miss, which it looks like we're going to successfully do. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is give all of my characters attack up. Aha. Problems. Garmadon is going to use his AoE attack right at the beginning. Let's see if we can get a bonus attack from Zane in here. Yes? Oh, look at that! Garmadon goes down before anybody has had a chance to do anything helpful. Yes! That's massive. And that actually is coming in. Aha, let's grab some taunt here. We're going to do a little protect on Zane. Now, this is going to be bad news, potentially, because it means that we have to deal with some major hits, but let's get some big heals out. Keep everybody alive. Yes. Okay. Looking good. Zane out of stealth. Gets the Dizdaz on him. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and add the Dizzy to DigiJ. Oh, my goodness, sir. Your nuke team is in trouble now, my friend. In trouble now. Wow. I can use... This is fascinating. Okay, so DigiJ can't do extra attacks. Let's take out Zane with an 8,000 point basic hit. 17,000 point crit comes from Kai, but it's not going to be enough. You can take out my Yeti in 1 hit if you would like to. I still have 4 characters left to your 1 tank. And your 1 tank is bricked, fool. Which means even if he tries to do something useful, he's going to take damage doing it. I now don't need to add the Dizzy, so we go for the special, which he dodges because butts. Now we're going to do another ultimate, see if we can prevent Lloyd from doing his special heal attack. Amazing! Okay, so this team running against the nuke team got absolutely demolished, despite the fact that Kai can one-shot everybody on your team, doing a 17k crit with his like first special ability. That worked extraordinarily well. I am not surprised that I won, but I'm surprised that I won by that much. Something to think about, though. I did get a little bit lucky. And I did get a little bit lucky because there's some RNG reliant on Master Wu calling Zane for that assist right there at the beginning. Not to mention the fact that nobody dodged. And having nobody dodge in this game, that is luck on your side, because the team, the computer is going to dodge you 25 to 50% of the time. It's the most obnoxious thing ever. You guys hear me complain about it all the time. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Matt, do the content creator tiers still apply? Number of subs and videos per week to get access to early info. Mike, no. And also, you've said Twitch is not working? Hold on a second. Let me look at this again and see what's going on. What's happening with you, Twitch? What do you have for me? Twitch seems to be working fine for me, Mike. So I unfortunately, I don't know what's happening for you, because it seems like it's working fine for you. For me, I mean. Camlin also sees it working, apparently. Let me get back to your question really quickly, though, about the content creator channel. The tiers do not seem to be a thing. All of the content creators have been talking about this, all of them. And that includes Bricko and GKM, the Escape Podcast. Everybody is talking about this. And everybody is saying that, one, that nobody is getting any information. Even the people who have thousands of subscribers to their channels from beforehand, they have had no messaging sent their way about what's happening. And I've actually found it rather frustrating, to be completely honest with you, because for at least one of the content creators, they were lured is probably not the exact right word to use, but a rather apropos word to use under the circumstance. Lured into the program with the promise of the dev team assisting them in sending out information about their stream, right? Posting advertisements about all of their information that they've been sending out. Oh my god, I'm being completely distracted by just the sheer amount of dodging that's happening right now, which is always distracting to me, as you guys well know. Anyway, the short answer to your question about the content creator tiers is no. They do not seem to exist because nobody in the content creator program is getting any information right now. No one. So it seems like they've completely done away with that, at least for any like reasonable purpose. What do you use to record? Not Blue RBLX. First off, Not Blue, hello, welcome to the stream. What do I use to record? I use Streamlabs OBS. I'm not technically recording anything right now though, it's all just streaming. I can also use Streamlabs to record, but right now it's not actually recording anything. Oh, I just realized, is this my... What's going on right here? What's going on right here? Is that just my curtain? I think that's just my curtain. Hold on a second. The whole stream's going on? The whole stream is happening with a curtain in it, and no one thought to say anything to me? Come here. Come here, green screen. Cover up my shame. Cover up my shame. There we go. Much better. Anyway, yes. Not Blue. I am using Streamlabs OBS to record. Add you friend on Robolock. Stealthy County Champion. Not sure that that's English, buddy. What teams do we have going on here? Let's try this one. There's no tank on this team. Not that it matters, because for today, everybody has buff immunity on the enemy team, but we'll use it anyway. We're running with Reed in the Brickspedition team right now to see if he actually functions better than Zany Boy. Eventually, you have to drop the chicken suit guy. Yes, very true. You definitely do. Since the whole video is about team testing, could you tell me if my team is good? Lloyd, chicken suit guy, hiker, Magisto. First off, Red, that's only 4 characters, so you need to have a 5th character in there. Next, if you're new to the game, yes, that team is very good, but you will be replacing chicken suit guy very, very shortly. So do not invest very much in chicken suit guy, because you will very quickly be replacing him. Eventually you have to drop, yes. One of the most prolific content creators left due to the lack of content. You mean me, Mike? I mean, 'cause, yeah, most people have kind of stopped. Red, since the whole video is about, oh yeah. Red, you just posted that comment. I'm seeing it again. And also, yes, Red. Relax a little bit, buddy. I will get to your replies. I promise you. I always do. Ask anybody in the chat. Sometimes it takes an extra second because I'm in the middle of talking about something else. But you can feel free to remind me if I've missed something that you said like 5 or 10 minutes ago. But give me a second. I'll get to it. Don't you worry. Oh, yes. I do remember Greedos, Mike. Greedos stopped a while ago because he got really, really frustrated with the game as a whole, and with the lack of content that was coming out. He was also getting extraordinarily frustrated with a lack of transparency from Gameloft and a whole bunch of other things. And then, to be completely honest, he kind of lost his temper, which was not the best thing for him to do, and made, I think the judicious way of recalling what happened would be to say that he made like one inappropriate remark, and then basically everybody turned against him. And after that, he was like, you know what, I don't really need to do this anymore. He's still, to be honest with you, he's still a great dude. My initial interactions with him were all positive and very, very helpful. So, yeah, he just stopped. He stopped because he got frustrated by the developers and the community as a whole, and just decided to, throw it in. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now, to be completely honest with you. How about anyone else? Red, anyone else for what? For the team that you had listed? You still need to list the fourth person that's on your team, because right now you only have 4 people, and without a 5th person on your team, you're not even running a complete team, so we can't even comment on it. Oh, Vankman. Wait, Red, you have Vankman. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're running Vankman, I assume, because you happen to get him from the Ghostbusters event. My guess, and correct me if I am wrong, is that your Vankman is rather low, maybe 3 stars, maybe 4, if you decided to shell out for extras of his tiles during the Ghostbusters event. I think that you're going to have to let him go because you won't be able to upgrade him any further. There are people at the top of the arena shard who are using him at level 60, gear level 7 at like 4 stars. But it's a very, very particular team that you have to use him with. Namely, it's the Magisto's Tower team because he gets a whole bunch of synergies for being a magical character. But if you don't have that, and you don't have the full Ghostbusters team, then he's actually going to be a detriment to your forward progress. What you really need to be focusing on right now, and I hate to be a broken record about this, but everybody who's in the stream can back me up, you need to be focusing on your pirates. Get your pirates, get them leveled up so that you can complete the Peg Legs Treasure event so that you can farm gold or coins the most efficient way in the game. Coins are where you are going to be the most limited in this game by far. Everybody knows it. So that's what I would suggest that you focus on. His disapproval of the CCP was the main reason he left. What is my opinion of it as an official content creator is Mike asking. They promised to add more. Would you advise anyone to try to become one? So Mike, and for anybody out there who wants to be a content creator, my advice to you is just to create content on your own. Just do it. And don't worry about joining the content creator program because right now, there's no benefit to it. Since the new team came into place, the content creators, the official content creators, have received 0 pieces of news ahead of the rest of the community. 0. Additionally, Emilian and Maria do not respond to us hardly at all. So the only reason to join the content creator channel, if you get the opportunity, is just to be in closer discussion with the rest of the content creators. But right now, there's no new content, and the team isn't giving us any advance notice of anything. Nor are they promoting any of our videos or any of our content. So all of the things that the content creator program was supposed to do are dead in the water right now. So at the moment, no, there's no reason to pursue the content creator program. The content creators chat from time to time. I mean, we chat probably like once a day, just sort of generally, just making sure that nobody's missed anything, which is normally like a, hey, is there any new content here? Or is there any new news here? And from time to time, someone will be like, Emilian posted this in the community chat. And it's like, that there's some sort of compensation coming for the time quest problem that we had like 3 weeks ago that we still haven't gotten. And we're like, okay, well, that's not really news. And they're like, yeah, I know it's not really news. It's just all that we have right now. So, Mike, I wouldn't worry about it right now, to be completely honest with you. I would actually take the time to focus on improving the content that you already make if you yourself are a content creator. And then once they release an official way to become a content creator again for more people, I would reevaluate it at that point. He made a big boo-boo. Mike did. Oh, you mean Greedos? Yeah, a lot of people think so. It needs some territory wars, like Star Wars, says Baron Barabana Horse. Barabana Horse. I feel like that is a reference to something that I don't get, Baron Barabana Horse. But I like your name, Baron Barabana Horse. Baron Barabana Horse. Baron Barabana Horse. Barabana Horse? There's a double R, so maybe it's a rrr. Anyway, I like saying your name. But, yes, they do need something like Territory Wars. They need raids. They need something more content-wise in the game. But, let's get back into this for a second. We're going to fight against this rank 31 in the arena. A little bit more utility here, less stealth, so it's good that we don't need to worry about that. But the hiker is going to be, or the highwayman is going to be difficult to deal with and might do a fair amount of spankage. They have a couple of taunt removers on their team, so we're gonna play this a little bit special. Okay, so we did not get what we were hoping to get there, which means that I am going to actually do a hit on the highwayman. Cool. Now, I want to do a hit. Yeah. You're stealthed. So we're being a little bit careful here because what we want is to get dizzy on Redbeard. Aha! And we got it. Now, can we get a crit and take him out? Oh, so close. 9,000 point hit from the Yeti. Boo! It's always so close, and yet so far. You're welcome. Let's go ahead and get in here. Wow, the highwayman just destroying my soul. I said this is going to be a problem. I was absolutely right. Now, let's see. Yes, we get the taunt and the counter up on the Yeti. Ooh, I think that this is going to pull Captain Redbeard back below 50%. It does. Let's go ahead and remove the stealth. Remove the taunt. Yeah, get that double attack in there. Get that double attack in there. Now, I am going to lock everybody out of their abilities. I need to take this opportunity to hammer down Redbeard without anybody being able to save him. But no, he gets stealthed, which is a constant problem that you might run into with an enemy Woo, because he puts the lowest health character into stealth. Bad news bears. But if we can get around long enough on this, we might be able to take him out with the AoE from either Locust or the Yeti, both of whom are still up. Yes, taking him down. Now, we lose. That's fine. All of this is actually pretty good right now. Yes, let's remove some stealth there. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. If we can get this highwayman down, we will be good to go. Yes, Yeti, throw me all of those counters. Heal yourself, fool. Bring yourself back up. Ah, yes. Can we take out Master Wu now with the double attack? Oh, we get the double attack, but now we've got to stop and heal up our Yeti. We got to keep everybody up nice and safe and healthy like. Do it. Do it. Ah, okay. Now Wu brings up everyone. We still do have... Ooh, actually, this is going to be a mistake. So what I'm going to need to do here is I've got 2 minutes left. I'm really going to need to focus down Scarlet because the actual damage on my team is starting to get relatively low. And she's going to constantly be healing and doing all kinds of terrible things that we want to get rid of. So I want to take the opportunity, deal as much damage to her as I possibly can. I really, really, really need to get her down before this heal goes off so that I can then focus on everybody else. Yes, and I do. So let's heal and put taunts back up on the Yeti, lock everybody out of their abilities. This should be good. Now we're going to focus down our Wu. Oh yeah, put the stealth up, or put the taunt up. He's got the stealth, that's no good, but we want to make sure that we can take down Master Wu to keep everybody alive. Master Wu taking the opportunity to keep everybody else alive. Let's go ahead and get all of those counters. Come on, Yeti, get those counters off. No, the heal's coming out. All the heal's coming out. But now we're actually going to swap because Master Wu has the ability to dodge a lot. we want to basically make sure... Ugh. This is really getting obnoxious. I have 40 seconds left to go, and all I have are their lickety-split healers. Come on. Come out of stealth. Come out of stealth, Cook Bart. Oh, so much unclear. I only have 25 seconds to go, and this is becoming a big, giant pain in my inability to kill them. Come on. Get the Woo Man down. There's too much dodging. Too much dodging. No! Ugh. And the whole thing times out because dodge is the worst mechanic in the game. I'm so sad, guys. Once again, you saw this happen yesterday, too. No, not yesterday. You saw it happen on Thursday. The number of matches that I lose because of the dodge mechanic. No other mechanic, just the dodge mechanic. The number of matches that are lost because of the dodge mechanic is, I think, probably 90 to 95% of the times I lose in the arena, it's because of the dodge mechanic. It's by far the worst mechanic in the game. Repeat after me. The dodge mechanic is the worst mechanic in the entire game. Oh my goodness. Red, you asked, your hiker is at 11k awesomeness. How high is mine? I can check for you after this, to be completely honest with you. Red, I will tell you this once and only once. I will mute you on my channel if you do not stop spamming. End of story. You can make dodge work for you, says Mike. I mean, can you though? Does dodge ever really work for you? No, it only works against you because when it happens to you, you're not even really paying attention to the fact that it happened at all. It's a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad mechanic. It's stupid. It needs to be removed because it is only detrimental to the player experience. You guys have heard me say it before. I will say it every single day if I have to. It is the worst part of the game. Period. 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 It's worse than all of the Magisto's Tower enchantment things. Like, at least I know if I'm running against a Magisto's Tower team with their full stacks of enchantment and all that kind of stuff, that it's going to be really, really hard to defeat them because, you know, that's how that mechanic works. But dodge it's just terrible. Why is it still in this game? Why have they not removed it yet? Ugh. Get out of here. All right, moving right along. Sometimes we got to take the L for science. Dr. Views TV. That's true. I try to stay positive even when it happens, you know, because I know that you guys aren't here for me to get angry. That's not the point. But it still does need to be removed because it's terrible. And as far as like science is concerned, you're absolutely right. Dr. Views TV. If I just won all the time, then we would never learn anything. It's a very, very good point. And I appreciate you bringing the silver lining to that loss. He loses the Dizzy ability, which is good synergy for the Yeti. Camlin, what are you referring to there? Dan, I maxed out Woo's dodge ability because of your video. Yeah, as well you should, because it's insanity. Baron says, Baron Barabanahor says the dodge mechanic is the best mechanic in the game. All right, bro. You continue to think that. You live it up. Live it up, my man. If you enjoy it, you go for it. I notice he's losing characters quick. Lloyd can help. It's a balance, I suppose. And everybody's saying destroy Captain Redbeard. You mean on this current team? Yeah. I mean, that's very, very obviously the way to go, especially since, especially since I have buff immunity on everybody. It's not even that hard on this particular team because there's nothing that anybody else can actually do about it because Scarlet can't get her taunts off. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of this and a little bit of this, and then we'll do a little bit of this action, just crushing everybody left, right, and centra. Oh yeah, let's do some more AoE. Look at all the AoE that I'm just shelling out against this team right now. Pretty extreme. I'm gonna go ahead and take out Argenta, and then we'll go ahead and take down Cook Bart. Man, what did they get, like 1 turn? That was pretty extreme. Okay, well, we've finished our Brixpedish for the Dia. It's only board number 2, so pretty easy. I'm noticing that Lloyd does have some utility as a stunner, and he's a little bit faster. So I might do some experimenting with using a slightly different arena team where I replace Zane with Reed instead, and see how that works for me. The other thing that I might just try is continuing to use the same team I was using today, but swapping up the tactics a little bit and see if it actually functions a little bit better if I just kind of change the way that I'm doing things. Maybe I'm a little bit too careful about saving my abilities to get rid of the taunts and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit too careful with trying to avoid Redbeard's counter moves and all that kind of stuff. Because then that means that my team is not running with attack up the whole time from like using the Locust's AoE right at the beginning. So I'm gonna have to really do some experimenting there and see what happens. But yeah, overall, I think a pretty solid showcase. What's going on for tomorrow? All foes are losing attack, and all attacker foes are inflicted with critical damage down. That helps me absolutely none against the board 3. I think board 3 is ninjas, right? We start out with, because I had collectibles, today I had pirates. Yeah, I think tomorrow is the ninjas, and reducing their attack does nothing. So, now. And we did all of our arena battles today. Yeah, all of our arena battles. So, today we are topping out at rank 40. Boo-ba-da-boo. But it is what it is. All right, Red, you had asked me what my hiker's awesomeness was. My hiker's awesomeness is almost 26,000. I have all of his abilities maxed out, and I have him at 7 stars. He's gear level 6. I think at gear level 7, he gets up near where Explorer Aurora is. So I think he's at about 30,000 when he's all the way leveled up. But that's about the highest you're going to get him. The hiker, pretty good character, but you will also be replacing him rather quickly. So don't invest in him too much. Just invest enough to allow yourself to farm the other characters that are going to do you better. Camlin was referring to Mike's comment about swapping out Zane for Lloyd. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see, what would that gain us? We gain a lot more max health. Cool. Lloyd has a chance to grant dodge up for 2 turns to the hero with the lowest health. Also could be useful. Plus, a bonus chance if the hero is Ninjago. Okay. We get a bunch more utility from his ability to heal himself. Put everybody into stealth. Everybody gets grit up. I think the problem is his attack is garbage. Heals himself for 20% and deals 110% damage. His basic attack has a chance to inflict dodge down. And if it crits, it inflicts clumsy. So I see where you're getting here, right? We can put dodge down in there as well. His attack, though, is so bad. But even still, I wonder how his stealth would end up synergizing with the rest of the team. Ironically, the Yeti needs to be hit in order to be truly effective, because in order for his payback to work, he's got to get hit, which means that that's what you're counting on from him and his stealth, or from his taunt. So if Lloyd puts him into stealth, I would have to figure out like in what order everybody goes. But my assumption is that it actually might pull too much attack power off of the team, and I don't know how well that would work. Although Lloyd is definitely going to be harder to kill than Zane, I would expect. Zane is 600 defense with 14,000 health. My Lloyd's only at 6 stars. Oh, actually, Lloyd is not all that much harder to kill. He's got basically 1.5 more hits in him than Zane does. He's faster, speed 130, compared to Zane's speed, which is 120, so he's a tiny bit faster. But Zane hits for twice as much. He also has an AoE ability. I don't know, man. I will have to really think about it. He gets a chance to assist Wu. Yes, Mike, that's very true. So that would basically be applying the dodge down and potentially the clumsy. I see exactly what you're going for there. The thing is, Zane also has the chance to assist Wu, and he has a chance to apply Dizzy, which is the reason why I usually go with it. Stealthy County Champion. There you go. So Stealthy County Champion's hiker is 30,000, which I'm assuming means that Stealthy County Champion has him at full 7 stars with gear level 7 as well. Stealthy. Let me know if that's not correct, but that is my assumption. Fancy. Yes. Red. Yes, I am in a guild. I am in the Digital Imperial Corps. Okay. You can taunt to bring him out of stealth. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Mike, I know exactly what you're referring to there. It's not necessarily at the opening of the battle, but as the battle goes on, what happens? Because with the more tanks and things that you put on the team, the longer the battle is going to last, right? So that nuke team that I took down, that nuking ninja team that I took down, that whole team basically specializes in just one-shotting your team. Right? Especially if you have a Kai who can do 17,000, following up from a Garmadon who can do 10,000, followed up by, you know, with your Digi J, your Zane, like everybody on there is just a nuke team. So I would wonder what happens if I put Lloyd on the team. It will slow down the team, but it might make them more resilient since Lloyd can heal himself and grant himself dodge, or grant anybody with the lowest health dodge. He's a little bit tankier. I don't have him at 7 stars yet. I'll be getting him to 7 stars after I finish Valiant. You can see my Valiant only needs 9 more tiles, and they are farmed in the same spot. So I'm gonna finish Valiant before I go back to Lloyd. But yeah, I'll have to consider that and see what happens there. You start up the Basil at least 4 stars. Oh, sorry, yes, Stealthy. So Basil the Batlord, I have him ready to go up to 5 stars. And you'll notice that I also am missing 1 piece of gear to get him up to gear level 7. So let me get in here really quickly with the Magisto's Tower team that I am currently farming up. I actually have a lot of the characters I already need. Namely, I have Magisto and Master Wu already at gear level 7. I have Basil the Batlord at 5 stars, and I'm going to be getting him to gear level 7 relatively soon. He just needs all those fancy apples that are so hard to come by, but I'll be getting some of those rather shortly. However, those are also farmed in the Master Store, where I'm currently farming Willa. So Master Wu, Magisto, ready to go. Basil the Batlord getting there at the same time that I'm getting Master Barnabas up to speed. And in the meantime, farming up Willa. I'm not going to run Magisto's Tower until I have Willa ready to go. And my current idea is to run a team that is Magisto, Master Wu, Basil the Batlord, Willa, and Master Barnabas. Willa being the weak link there, I'm going to be leveling her up all the way. After Master Barnabas, I'm going to be finishing up my Jester Gogo to see if maybe that works out better. But I also have Venkman ready to level up to 4 stars. And if I can get Venkman up to gear level 7, that also might be very helpful. I'll show you in the arena right now. If you look at my leaderboards from my particular shard, all the way at the top here, he got pushed down. But there's somebody at the top. Here you go. So here's a rank 10 Abstract Spirit Sleuth. He's running Magisto's Tower at 5 stars, and he's got a 3-star Venkman on his team at rank 10. So Venkman can certainly perform at high levels without having to be at high stars. Otherwise, he wouldn't be using them. He's also using this 4-star Garmadon. I mean, this entire team is actually relatively easy to get at this point if you've been playing for a while. I kind of already have it. I just haven't leveled it up, to be completely honest with you. But I'm going to be trying my own thing because I like what Willa brings to the table. And if you'll see here, there's a bunch of Willa high up in the arena. Willa with Basil the Batlord, that combination is really working out for people. I don't see anybody who's running Basil the Batlord, Willa, Magisto, and Wu. So maybe I'm actually missing something here and it doesn't synergize as well as I might think. But we're going to give it some shots. We're going to give it some shots and see how it goes. All right, guys. That is the end of the stream for the day. If there are any questions that you guys have, now is the time to put them in there. Once I get 9,000 master currency, it probably goes about 7,000 master currency, I will start farming my Willa tiles so that I can unlock and level her up. In the meantime, yeah, we're just going to continue to rock this Ice Station Odyssey team for a while and see how it works. So let me go to you guys, see what you guys are asking about before I log off yet. You can use Magisto's heal to give the Yeti payback. Yes, Mike, you absolutely can. The trick there is trying to get the Yeti to use his own taunt to give himself that payback so that you can actually use Magisto to heal and give payback. So it's something you have to... It's something I'm usually a bit careful about, and that might actually be my problem. Maybe I don't need to be as careful about it as I am, but that's one of the things to keep in mind there. Valiant is awesome, yes. You can't unlock Willa. You not love Willa. Stealthy County Champion. Not entirely sure what you mean there. I can unlock Willa. I just have to farm more master currency to do it. Ice Station Odyssey, Mike says, isn't fully leveled, but give it a try in Brickspedition tomorrow. Yeah, let me know how it works, dude. If he has 5 stars, it doesn't matter Venkman stars. In the Exalted Galaxy Company Guild. People talking about Whizbang. Honestly, at this point, if you're in a guild that you enjoy, just stay there. Guilds don't really do a lot right now, aside from like the guild currency of the day, which is used to get characters that are not particularly good, to be completely honest with you. So I wouldn't even worry about your guild right now. If you are in a guild that you like, stay there. It's perfectly fine. How many more Redbeard tiles do I need to 7-star Redbeard? Extreme 0 is the answer. So if you basically what you're saying to me is that you have him at 5 stars. I can tell because if it's out of 100, it means that you're going to need 100 to upgrade to 6, and then another 150 to upgrade to 7. That means you need a total of 250 tiles, and you already have 287. So you actually have 37 tiles too many to upgrade your Redbeard to 7 stars. You should probably invest in that if you haven't already. I don't know what the rest of the teams are that you're running, but it would be a good idea to have him all the way start up so that you can get your Master Wu the next time that event comes around, so that you can help to push further into your Peglegs treasure event if you need to do so. But yeah, Extreme, you actually have 37 tiles too many. You can get your Redbeard up. And then let's see what else everybody's saying. Fernando, adios, compadre. Matt, when did I stop using Chicken Suit Guy? Red, I stopped using Chicken Suit Guy probably around level 30. I very, very quickly realized that because I play so many of these styles of game, these gacha games, if you will, I learned very, very quickly where the choke points were going to be in the game. The biggest choke point that you are going to have is right here with your coins and your currency. So figuring out where in the game you can get the most bang for your buck, so to speak, is essential. and Pegleg's Treasure is the event you're looking for, and that requires your pirates. Additionally, the pirates are a solid all-around team. You can use them to get all the way through Brickspedition. You'll have a little trouble with the ninjas, admittedly, but you should be able to get pretty far through the Brickspedition with the pirates. You can get very high up in the arena using a full pirate team. So I would suggest switching over to that pirate team sooner rather than later. It's kind of boring to do what everybody else has done. But if you'll notice, I'm already not doing what everybody else has already done, running the Ice Station Odyssey instead of like Magisto's Tower, which is the meta right now. But that's a long answer to your question is I stopped using Chicken Suit Guy around level 30. Actually, I don't know if I've leveled up Chicken Suit Guy since I stopped using him, so let's see. Ah, okay. I stopped using Chicken Suit Guy at level 25. 25 gear level, what is this, 3? 4. Chicken Suit Guy at level 25 gear level 4 is when I stopped using him. So there's the answer to your question. There's the literal answer to your question. And what else? Matt, Lloyd's stealth will mean you don't need to be so conservative with health. Yeah, Mike, I'm interested to give it a try. I'm gonna have to give it some thought and see how it works. I might try it out tomorrow and see if it actually works out better. And I'll let you know how that goes, actually. I'll try it out in the Brickspedition for sure. In fact, I might try it out in the Brickspedition first to see how that works. My issue with Lloyd is that he just always goes down so fast for me. He always just gets absolutely rocked by everybody. And I'm not sure if there's a real reason for that, but maybe it's just because I don't have him at 7 stars yet. But I'll be getting him up there relatively soon-ish. I don't know. It'll actually probably take me a while. I'll get 3-ish tiles per day, and I need about 100. That's almost 30 days. It'll take me like an entire month to get Lloyd up to 7 stars. But once I have finished with Valiant in the arena store, I don't have anything else to spend my arena currency on, so I'll start doing it. Grinding hard for Kai 2. Is it good and strong and worth it? Red. Kai is a pretty good character, especially if you put him on a ninja team. As you saw earlier in the stream today, Kai is perfectly capable of dealing out 15,000 plus damage in a single hit. It's pretty extreme. Kai is very, very squishy though, so if you're going to get Kai, you definitely need to get the team to build around him, most of which is the ninjas. It's very hard to run Kai without Master Wu or say Naya on your team while you're leveling him up. So keep that in mind. You're going to need a lot of coinage and you're going to need to spend a lot of energy to level him up. But yes, he is a good character. I'll let you know on Wednesday how I did. Thanks, Mike. Please do. All right, guys. Well, that is all for the stream today. If you are new, please hit that like, subscribe, follow button, regardless of what platform it is that you are using to watch. I will be back on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. I tell you to go outside, but if you're going to do so, be safe. Wear a mask, social distance, and yeah, I'll talk to all of you guys soon. Later, Alex.